Nunez. I will say one of the great things about that new Liverpool away kit is the fact that it has a nice white patch on the back for the names and the numbers, which is always good.
Yeah, absolutely. My eyes are not great, so it is good in that sense. It doesn't look like Liverpool though, does it, that shirt?
I always associate green with Liverpool though, don't you? Not from the 90s, from the sort of candy kit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, I do remember.
90s.
I remember the kits in the 70s.
We've had a few little green kits as well, haven't they? Yeah, usually their away kit was white or yellow. Alisson's just come up to the halfway line with the ball and almost got dispossessed. Everyone was sort of almost just allowing him to do what he wanted with it. Then at the last minute, someone decided maybe they should engage, and then he thought, well, actually, I should distribute it now. And eventually, he sends the ball forward upfield. There's a bit of a collision between Wataru Endo and Edson Odward on the. Odson Edouard, not Edson Odward, on the halfway line, and that's going to be a free kick to Crystal Palace, 0-0.
I'll tell you what though, Sam, we've seen Alisson make mistakes, haven't we, this season on several occasions, and sometimes it can just be a little bit too easy for him, you know, to become a little bit complacent. Who knows, maybe that's the way that Palace can do it, just let them feel they can pass when they want and then pounce at the same time.
Now Palace at this moment in time look defensively a little bit more rigid than they have done over recent football matches. Ward sending the ball high into the air towards the left. Richards heads it down. It's missed by Salah and tidied up by Jefferson Lerma, and then Klein will see it all the way back to his goalkeeper, bright orange today, in Sam Johnson, who swishes the ball out to the wide right. It's going to go out of play and into the Arthur Waite stand over on the far side. That's where the Liverpool fans are housed. I know that there was quite a few Liverpool fans who found it very difficult to get down to South London today because of transport issues. I must admit, I had a train booked from Manchester today, and I didn't trust it because of the issues that have been happening on the public transport network. And I know that there was a train of Liverpool fans that got stuck in Tamworth, I think, and I don't know whether they've made it or not, but I hope they have. And if they're listening to TalkSport, we're sorry that you haven't made it, but thanks for listening to us. I abandoned the train this morning and got the car because I just thought it was a little bit too ifty. And I know that a lot of fans are unhappy about having to make the journey at this time of year. Here is Ayew over the halfway line, bursting down the right hand side. He moves up towards the edge of the area, a low cross towards the far post. Jefferson Lerma with an effort, he hits the post after an Alisson save, and somehow he scrambles it away at the second attempt. It's a brilliant double save from Alisson, but how has Lerma missed? It's a great chance for Crystal Palace, they should be ahead.
It's a brilliant chance, it's the biggest chance of the game so far, of that there's no doubt. And it was Ayew down the right hand side, a great ball in, and this is where Liverpool and Trent have to wait to see where he was at that particular moment. He hit the target, but that's a wonderful save from Alisson.
And Lerma, who hit the woodwork in midweek, has hit it again. Here is Luis Diaz down the left for Liverpool, looking to respond. They may need a little bit of waking up here. It's 0-0, but Crystal Palace have had the best opportunity of the game. Jefferson Lerma.
Let's see if it doesn't break it again by me doing that.
Waking up here, and he sent it straight at the goalkeeper, who pushed it onto the post and then made a second save as it came back, almost rolling over the line. Really good move, Scott.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You've got Tsimikas who had gone up front. You got Trent, who has sort of gone wide as well. So therefore, Liverpool almost defending just with their two centre halves. It was a really good run from Lerma, who, you're right, hit the post midweek and I think was Palace's best player. He's used his right foot, so he's opened up his body, which then almost brings it back towards where it came from, which helps Alisson out, because if it had waited for it to come onto his left foot and then just let it come off that left foot into the bottom corner, Alisson would have had no chance. He should have used his left foot, but it's still a wonderful save.
Play on, says the referee, as they win the ball. High up again, here's Edouard into the penalty area. He's tackled by Van Dijk. That's a penalty for Crystal Palace. Van Dijk from behind gets a yellow card after the ball was won in midfield, sloppily given away by Liverpool. They pinched it, Will Hughes pushed it forward, and then racing through on goal, Edouard was going through him behind the defence. Van Dijk followed him in. Now, was there a foul by Will Hughes on Endo prior to that foul by Van Dijk? The VAR will look at it because it happened in the build-up, and how much contact was there really from Van Dijk on Edouard?
No, I think there is contact there, or he's put his foot there, and Edouard there went into Van Dijk, but because his foot was there, he has made contact and therefore gone down.
Okay, so the next question is, did he make any attempt to play the ball? Because if he doesn't make an attempt to play the ball there, or he doesn't get anywhere, or he's not likely to get hold of the ball, it could end up being a red card.
I think he's made enough of an attempt for the ball there. The question for me actually now is the foul from Will Hughes.
Yes,
I do think it was a foul.
VAR are checking that initially. Was it a foul by Will Hughes on Endo? Possible attacking foul in the build-up to it is what they are initially checking. Is that clear and obvious? The referee was right behind it. Is there something there that he has missed? Because he saw it and he waved play on. He demonstrably said play on.
Yeah, no, I'm all for referees and sticking with their on-field decisions, but for me this is a wrong decision, and it is clear and obvious. He's got his left arm round his left hip.
It does look like a foul.
He's got his right leg round his right leg as well. I don't see what other part of the body he could have got round Endo, to be honest with you. For me,
yeah, he's overturned it.
It's a foul.
Yeah, he's given a free kick on he hasn't. He's gone over to see the monitor to decide whether or not he's going to overturn
it.
We
know what happens there, Sam,
yes,
surely.
I was probably jumping a step ahead, but I think I probably...
There's a part of me that would love the referee to say, no, do you know what, I'm going to stick with my decision.
Yeah.
But I just think, well, what he's about to see, he's come in...
But I think once he sees that, he's going to think like we do, that's a foul.
Absolutely. He's come in from the back, he's not got any of the ball, he's put his left arm around Endo, and he's put his right leg around Endo's right leg as well. So for me, I think almost there's 2 or 3 fouls within that one
as well. And I think that Andy Madley's gone over to review the monitor over on the far side. Will only take a couple more seconds before coming out and telling us that should be a free kick, but we wait and see. There has been, in fact, I think the first ever incident of a referee being called to the monitor and actually saying, no, I'm sticking with my on-field decision, came at this ground at Selhurst Park a few years ago. So let's see whether or not he bucks the trend or whether he goes for it, because, by the way, he's having a good old look.
He is. I don't think he wants to overturn it, because you're right, he was there, he was 10 yards away, he saw it, he felt it wasn't a foul. He's trying to justify now that his decision was right, but he has to overturn that.
Well, he's looking at the monitor. He's still looking at the monitor. He's surrounded by Crystal Palace fans, which is not a great place to have to make this decision. He's still listening to those who are advising him. The man in the VAR booth is John Brooks today. He'll be whispering into his ear, giving him his full recommendation. He's just about to go on the turn here and tell us what's happening. Andy Madley, he's walking away, he's doing the TV signal, no penalty, free kick just outside the penalty area.
Look, it's the right decision.
No yellow card for Virgil van Dijk, I take it?
No. What I don't like, which in this particular incident I think was fair enough, but I just don't think should happen generally, is that VAR are in his ear. So it's not even just to go and have a look and see what you think. I know that VAR are trying to explain why they've called him over in the first place, so they're trying to persuade him to overturn his decision. Listen, I'm in the minority, I know this. I am for VAR, but only if referees need it. They're in control of the situation, and actually in this particular incident, even though it had been wrong, if he genuinely thought that wasn't a foul in real time, I don't believe that should have been overturned, because he should have the power to go to VAR, not VAR call him.
What it should do is serve as a wake-up call to Liverpool and giving away the best chance of the game.
Well, also conversely, what it does do, it gives Palace belief that they can get at this Liverpool side as well. So, look, we're over the half an hour mark. Liverpool haven't really created any chances for all the possession they've had. Palace have been the most dangerous.
Yep, and they're on the ball again on halfway. Gravenberg has been wired into by Richards. The ball's been sent over the top. Alexander-Arnold's going to get there ahead of Edouard. And it goes back to Alisson, whose control actually is not the brightest. He just sort of miscontrols.
How is this currently going?
That, and it goes out of play. And Liverpool do look a little bit unsettled here.
This is interesting.
Don't forget there was that Lerma shot, wasn't there, where Alisson made the good save.
That's the best chance, yeah.
Absolutely.
Leeds lead by 1-0 away from home against Blackburn. Daniel James with the goal. Ruter with the assist. They're on a good run at this moment of time, Leeds United. And they are in front away at Blackburn Live on TalkSport 2. Looks like there could be an injury here away to our left-hand side. Odsonne Edouard, who is down on the left edge of the penalty area, just receiving a little bit of treatment. It's Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 0, but there has been incidents on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. Stretching out that Odsonne Edouard right leg. We're having another replay here of the Will Hughes incident. What do we reckon, having looked at it 27 times?
Again, you know,
you can look at those things so many times that you change your mind, can't you?
Yeah, you can. And also, you know, the referees, the psychology of being called over, and then you've got someone in your ear trying to explain why they've got it wrong. It takes a very strong referee to end up saying, no, do you know what, I'm going to stick with it. But for me, that was a clear and obvious area. But as I say, I hope I don't sound like I'm contradicting myself. I'm for VAR, but actually I would want only the referee to go over if he genuinely wants to look at it himself, not being called over. So he's in control of VAR, not VAR in control of him.
Do you think it was clear and obvious enough for the referee to summon him?
For the VAR
to summon him?
Yes, I do. I do, because I think he's come in the back of him, he's not touched the ball, he's got his left arm around him and his right leg around him. I mean, I don't know what more part of the body you can have around someone, to be honest with you, without touching the ball.
Nunez with a foul on Anderson on the edge of the centre circle gives Crystal Palace a free kick. It's goalless and we've played 35 minutes, and Jurgen Klopp's not happy about that either. Jumping up and down in front of us, away to our left, and he's in rather animated mood today, the Liverpool manager, in a dark stadium jacket, Papa jacket with green trim. Here is the free kick by Ward, straight into the air. Oh, and Alisson's come and he's had it taken off his fingers by Virgil van Dijk, and it went into the air and he recovered to grab the second one.
Well, it wasn't the best of free kicks, but absolutely no communication from Alisson there. Clearly, he's got to be shouting really loud and get out the way.
Gravenberch over on the far side for Liverpool, coming forward. Remember, at this moment in time, Sam Johnson hasn't had to make a proper save yet, and it's still 0-0. The best chances have come for Crystal Palace. Jefferson Lerma's effort saved by Alisson, and then the penalty which was overturned after a review. Palace have won it again in midfield. Ward doing well, up to Odsonne Edouard, who's recovered, and Hughes finds Lerma, spreads the play to Schlupp. It was a bit too far away. Oh, there's no one in there. And then Joel Ward has just decided to bring down Luis Diaz. I think that was a tactical yellow card from Joel Ward, because he knew that Luis Diaz was on the escape, and it's a free kick 10 yards short of the halfway line over on the far touchline.
Yeah, absolutely was a very tactical foul, but I mean, how well are Palace playing compared to Liverpool at the moment? And I just feel they really should go for it just before half-time now. I can't believe Liverpool will be this bad in the second half and won't create chances, so now's the time to try and get that goal, which we do believe Liverpool will get one at some point.
Here is Gravenberch onto Szoboszlai, then out towards this right-hand side, and then into Salah. Salah getting the ball back on the edge of the area. He's been quiet so far. They usually find a way through. Liverpool, they've said their last 32 games in all competitions.
Exactly.
Here is Szoboszlai in the set, down by Tsimikas. He moves it up towards the edge of the area, and then it goes into Diaz with his back to goal. Mentioned that Jeff Stelling will be back on breakfast. There is the phone in tonight as well to have your say on all the day's action with Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor. 037172233 and 44. The first line into Salah, and then left is Endo, and again it's all very neat and tidy from Liverpool, but it's all 20 yards from the edge of the penalty area. They're being kept at arm's length by Crystal Palace at this moment in time, and that's down to structure. Here's the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Again, that amorphous blob comes together to repel any Liverpool attack, and I think it helps having Chris Richards, who is a central defender, in the middle of the park, dropping in when he needs to an even more defensive position.
I think it suits when you're playing a team like Liverpool. It doesn't suit when you're playing a team like Bournemouth, to be honest with you. But in terms of today, absolutely. And that blob, which I think we've got to use going forward now, it's exactly what they're doing. They're making themselves really compact in the middle, so they're wanting the ball to go out wide and saying, OK, try and hurt us from out wide. We know Liverpool want to play little 1-2s and one-touch passing to try and create something down the middle. They're not able to get through Palace.
I hate to tell you this, by the way. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, as Liverpool have a throw in deep inside their own half. But I know that usually when you come to these games, you are the most good-looking man in the arena. But I have, Scott does with us every Thursday and Sunday. You'll know that he turns around and says, I've never played for a manager, I've only ever played for myself.
Never played for myself and played for the club. You know, your professional pride first and foremost, second of all the club, and obviously, which means the fan.
Can we get the seats? Let's reload this, lads, because I haven't got YouTube installed on the computer, you stupid thing. Right, live. Apologies, lad, of how bad the lag is today. It's a bit of a joke. But, it's just because there's been work done and whatnot, so she should be back on in a sec. I just quickly sort this out. 1 second, boys.
Oh yeah, you're right. There you go.
Thank you.
I had to pause things.
Get way more than you pay for when you work out at Pure Gym.
Side-footed it in. Alisson would have had no chance. By opening up the body and using the right foot, it's coming back almost where it came from, and it brought him back into the game.
Palace 0, Liverpool 0, live on TalkSport.
Right. Oh my life. There's well problems today. Do you know what it is? It's because YouTube doesn't
Liverpool have to get better in this second half.
on the actual live counts.
Odson had one at the back post, but it's away by Van Dijk, and then on the halfway line Salah thumps it forward. Joel Ward will return it with interest. It goes. Liverpool got the ball away up to the halfway line. They've dealt with it on the last two occasions. On the first occasion it looked a little bit scary. Nunez wins the ball well, turns, runs towards the edge to the penalty area, feeds Endo, who's immediately surrounded by Schlupp, takes a deflection, goes behind and
Hold on.
away for a corner. But their defensive work has been excellent, the way they've tracked back and
Right, yeah, hold up. Give me a second with this.
immediately surround.
Right. I don't know why we're having so many problems today, if I'm being honest, Fabio, because I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to load up when we just... Right, there shouldn't be any echoes now. There shouldn't be any echoes at all now. Yeah, we shouldn't have any echoes now. I fixed it. I didn't realise the mic was like that. It's because I had to re-update OBS and I forgot to turn both of... YouTube does not want to work today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load up FPL Live. We're going to keep the live tabs on the players. And then what we'll do with that... I'll tell you what we'll do.